Hey guys, welcome back. This is Gopi again with another video. I know that this is quite a long time break I take from the YouTube and was busy with my works. So this time I'm again back with another video. This time we are going to discuss about GitHub. This is pretty much basic beginner video for how to create repository and how to push data and everything that we are going to look into that. If suppose you don't have any GitHub repository, if you don't have any GitHub repository, then please go ahead and create repository account, I mean GitHub account, and then click the repository. So here you can see that there is a repository. So click on that new button. Here you can see that there is a repository name option. You can go ahead and give whatever the name that you wanted to give. Actually, there are two ways to create the repository. One is first to create the repository and then push the code, or else uh, create the code and then push it. I will demonstrate you both the things. So first let's create one YouTube. So let's have YouTube demo 1. Okay, you can see that the demo 1 is available, so I am going to take it, and here you can give, this is the description is optional, you can give or else no need. Since this is going to be the YouTube demo repository, I'm just keeping it in the public. I'm not going to keep it in the private. Of course, you can create a private repository as well. Up to 2 contributors, it is a free, no issues at all. I'm going to keep it as a public, no issues then. And don't forget to add a readme file. Of course, you can do without readme file as well. So once after you did that, just click on the create repository. It take a while to create the repository, and then you will be in your repository. Here you can see that the readme file that is being created since I checked out. Click on the code, and then here you will be getting some link, right? So I hope that this is the second thing, the creating repository and all. Before to that, you just have to go to the things I like, setting up the repository and everything. I'm not covering those things here, and maybe in a future video I'll be covering that as well. Now select this. Okay, then it just copy everything. Okay, I'm just going to my Visual Studio Code. Before to that, I'm just reducing everything, and then right click, git bash here. Here you can see I'm on my desktop. So here I'm going to clone the repository I just created. Okay, so I'm just downloading. Clone is nothing but I'm just taking the copy of the repository that I created on the remote server to the local machine. This is my local machine, right? So git clone. So whatever the URL I just copied, hit enter. It take a while. Okay, if you didn't set up your thing, then it will ask you for the credentials, GitHub credentials. Since I have already set up those things, it doesn't ask at me anything. Here you can see YT demo 1, the same repository name and then the readme file, right? Now let's add few things. Let me open the same thing in the Visual Studio Code. So here you can see, I'm just zoom it up so that you can able to see the content very clearly. This is the actual content that we have created, and this is going to be the awesome GitHub video. This is the one edit I just made it on the readme.ind. Instantly you can see that there is a change. Okay, I will be explaining this in a minute. Before to that, just create a file. So let's have index.txt. Okay, I just saved it. This is the first file I'm going to push. Okay, I just saved it, even that as well. Close it. I'm not going to use Visual Studio things. I'm just going to use the GitHub link. Now we have that. It's time to get into the folder. I mean, that is nothing but the repository. Okay, that we are just cloned. Here you can see that main here. Okay, once I get into the YT demo 1, you can see there is a main. That is nothing but the main branch. I'm in the main branch. Previously it was master. In the latest release they just renamed master to main. Now just run git status. So this will give you the status of the repository. So this will actually tell you the changes that you have made. Here you can see there is modified readme.md. That means I already have a readme.md file that is available on my server. okay, which get modified on your local machine. Here you can see this is nothing but the untracked file because I don't have this file on the remote server. I just have this file on the local server. That is nothing but the newly created one. That is why this specific index.txt file are shown as untracked files. Okay, so now we need to add everything. So git.add. I'm just using git.add to add all the content. If you run git status, you can see that both the files are in red color. That means all the files are tracked now. Here you can see this is the modified content. Here you can see this is the new file I just created. So we have added the content to the GitHub repository that is on your local machine. Now it's time to commit. Commit is nothing but the local save. Okay, I'm just committing -m within double quotes, added the text file, and then updated the readme content. So this specific git commit message actually used for user references. Okay, at least we need to give some meaningful text so that we can able to track the changes. Now we have git commit -m, and then now you can see it actually shows some message. That means two files changed, one that we have added, one that we have modified it. Four insertion actually happened, one deletion that we have did. So the create mode is nothing but 10064. This actually ID represents the creation of the text file index.txt in the GitHub. Okay, everything happening on your local machine till now. Now before pushing the code to the remote server from your local machine, whatever that you are doing, right, everything happening only on your local machine. Now we have done with all the preliminary steps that we need to do before pushing the code to the server. Now it's time to git push. There might be chance that it will ask for some issue. If not, next time we'll be get that. I'll be explaining that as well. I just entered git push. Now you can see that all the files got pushed to my repository. Now go to the browser, just refresh the browser. Okay, now you can see the changes. Readme.md file added the text file and then updated the readme content. This is the commit. If you go to the commit option, so this is the main branch. So within the main branch, you just have to go to the commits. There are actually two commits happen on the main branch. Just click on it. Here you can see this is the initial commit. This is the commit by default happened by the GitHub itself. Okay, because while creating the readme file, the repository, this is the initial commit the GitHub actually taking care of. This is the second commit that I just made it. Okay, we just made it, right. This is how we can create a repository on a remote server first, and then push those remote server, clone that, add the content, commit those changes locally, and then push it into the server. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you do need any other helps or any other clarification, please put it in the chat box. I'm very much happy to help you guys. Thank you. Bye bye.